Guys, how are you? So this word may actually resonate and match with the other word that I've already uploaded relating to she's obsessed with you in Python. So it may actually resonate and it may connect, although I got them at different times. And here's why. Because the Lord showed me the reference from Genesis, and he showed me something relating to a kingdom marriage. So you may already be married. This, like, you may already be married, and or you may not be married as yet, but there's a particular person. It could be the same woman in the other video that I posted, but there's a particular person. I know for sure this witchcraft is involved, but there is someone that is trying to get a wife to stumble. The fact that the Lord had me post a video, "You are my wife," that was a confirmation to someone and reassurance to someone that yes, you are my wife, you are my person, you are my partner, right? Because whoever the video is for was doubting things, right? So this particular word may resonate with that as well. And you'll know, because like I said, when God gives me words, sometimes when you start to connect the pieces, you're like, okay, I see what's going on. But in this particular case, someone is trying to get the wife to stumble. As in, someone is trying to get the wife to feed into temptation, to start to become bitter and cold-hearted towards her husband, which is her kingdom husband. Okay? And how do they do this? They do this with witchcraft. They do this by bringing up your past. And you may have dreams about your past. You may have dreams about what your husband did in the past or before he got with you. Like things that will like try to turn you off. Things that would try to make you second guess like whether you want to marry him or not. Things to try to make you doubt whether he's your person or not. Like this is a manipulative tactic that the enemy's using. And this has a role to play with that python spirit, the snake, okay? And remember I said in that specific video I just posted prior how the python spirit, what it does is it tries to crush its prey and suffocate its prey before it goes in. So it doesn't just go in for a kill. What it does is it slowly tries to squeeze someone, puts a lot of pressure on someone, and whatever it kills, like it pushes a lot of pressure and it squeezes it until it crushes its bones, until its prey dies, right? So it's like a slow manipulative death. That's what the python spirit does to its prey, right? The spiritual python does the same thing, but spiritual. And although it won't hurt you or kill you, what it's doing, it's like it's trying to suffocate you, and it's trying to put your mind in frustration, fog, and it's literally trying to make you feel like, there's no point in being with this person. You should move on, and it's pointless to be with them, and they're trying to make you go into doubt, but they're also trying to use you to make your partner stumble. So if you have this mindset of like, forget him, I don't need him, or I think he's still doing this behind my back, or you have all these doubts in your mind, you may end up snapping at him, you may end up yelling at him, and that can lead your partner to stumble. Because if your partner is like, wait, why is she yelling at me, why is she snapping at me, why is she so paranoid, why is she having all this anxiety, or if you're not in communication with your partner, like if you're not married already, you may go against what God told you to do, and you may end up reaching out to them. Because most people who are in waiting for their partner, God will tell us like surrender everything to him. Don't always try to reach out to them. Don't always try to push things, pressure things, etc. But you may go against the instructions God gave you. You may be trying to reach out to them, trying to pressure them, putting all this pressure on them and saying things that are not even true, that you think are true. And do you see what I'm saying? That can cause your partner to get upset, to kind of get frustrated, and you guys may start arguing. And it's a manipulative tactic. And usually they will try to play on both sides, but if one party is a lot stronger than the other party, they will go for the weakest person. I'm not saying that your partner's weak or you're weak. What I'm saying is like weak as in like not as spiritually discerned. You're not weak, you're strong. Spiritually discerned. Sometimes you may fall into temptation where like your discernment is strong, but that one particular dream or something that whatever happened may make you question things, and you may feed into temptation and start snapping or getting upset, getting worried, and you being worried will cause you to start saying things that you don't mean and start saying things that doesn't make sense. And so they will usually go after whichever, whether the husband or wife, they'll usually go after the party that is showing more like lack of discernment, basically, right? So that's what they're doing. And the reason why I said that it may cause your partner to stumble is because, like in Genesis, how Eve was tempted by the serpent and she bit the forbidden fruit and it affected Adam. You see what I'm saying? So in this particular case, there is someone who is using like witchcraft and spells, and they're trying to get the wife to start, nagging or being upset or wanting to yell or falsely accusing, and trying to get the wife in a negative mindset and negative state. And you know what I mean? To get her to cause her partner to stumble. For instance, if the wife thinks, okay, the partner, moved on when the partner didn't move on, and starts thinking things that are not true, she may make specific rational decisions based on what she is thinking, based on what she is seeing in the dreams or seeing that's in the spirit that's not true. And her making these rational decisions may affect her partner. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, imagine like you're being faithful, you're not cheating or something like that, and you start having a dream of your partner cheating and you think it's real, and there's witchcraft involved. You wake up with a headache, you're under warfare, and your mind is being tormented now because you're thinking like something happened, and you're fighting with your partner. And then you go out there and you're like, oh, you start doing things that you're not supposed to do, and you end up hurting your partner, not realizing that what you saw was not real, and now you really hurt your partner, which caused him to stumble as well. Did you get it? So I'm just using that as an example of like, this is a new tactic that they're doing in the spirit. And I could see when they're starting new things. Like, I could see when they change up their games and their tactics. So they're trying to cause you guys to stumble, but they're trying to use, right now it's like a Genesis moment where they're trying to tempt the wife to basically take the bait, eat the forbidden fruit, to cause the husband to stumble. Okay, so that's what God was showing me. And the fact that I saw the python spirit, I'm like, yeah. So like, again, how did they do this? Mind games, trying to make you think that your partner's doing something that they're not doing, or trying to make you go against God's instructions. If God says, hey, don't reach out to your partner, the paranoia may cause you, like, God will tell us not to reach out to our partner if it's not time yet, right? And if God wants your partner to man up and reach out to you and tells you, hey, let the man lead. He needs to lead, right? And when it's the right time for him to reach out, he will reach out to you. But you may, out of paranoia and you thinking negative things because of what the witchcraft that they're doing, you may reach out to your partner and start writing paragraphs, all this stuff, and emotionally pouring out things that are going on, what you're feeling and all that. And if he's not, doesn't understand what's going on and understand witchcraft is real and all of that, you may end up pushing him away. You may end up causing him to stumble and pushing him away and making him think that. And sometimes, I'm going to keep it real. When counterfeits do this type of stuff, like when they do like separation spells, again, going back to a ritual using the coconut, like I tell you guys, when they use a coconut, the coconut represents the brain, they put certain things in the coconut to affect the victim's brain, okay? This is a voodoo thing that they do. So if they start putting paranoia, cheating, all this stuff inside that coconut, and then now you're thinking all this and you're having all these dreams and all that. Remember something, dreams can also be what's spiritually going on. Dreams could be God warning you stuff, but dreams could be your own desires. Dreams can also be what's on your mind. And if they mess with your mind spiritually, you're going to dream about whatever is on your mind. Do you get it? So, counterfeits do this to where they try to make you go mentally insane. because you start now thinking certain things are happening when it's not, and you start going mentally insane. And then you start reaching out to the person when God told you not to reach out to them. Remember, they may not even be spiritually discerned yet. They may not even be spiritually mature yet. They may not even know what's going on yet. And that could be the instruction as to why God told you not to reach out to them as yet. A lot of us have been in a situation like this. But counterfeits will play these mind games with you, so you can reach out to them and start pouring paragraphs of things that make no sense. And then in his eyes, if he's not aware of spiritual warfare, he may see you as being mentally ill. He may see you as something's wrong with you, something's wrong with your brain, and how are you messaging him, accusing him, and all that stuff, right? Like, that's what he may be saying, like, how are you messaging me, accusing me, you know? And that may turn him off before he even has the revelation, the full revelation as to what is being done. That may turn him off. This has happened to many people. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of how this is so true, how this is so real. You ever had someone message you out of nowhere, accusing you of something you never did, and they start pouring paragraphs to you and start saying a bunch of things that make no sense, and you can tell they're going through something mentally, but because you may know and you may be discerned about like witchcraft and stuff, you may understand that this is warfare that they're going through. So you may ignore them. Again, your partner may not understand that, right? So this is a tactic that they use, and this could be the counterfeit that's obsessed with you, that's confirming the other video. This may be her new tactic, but I want to put the warning out. And this could be what God is saying about the temptation, when he gave me that temptation message and said there's going to be a temptation, and it's going to have to do with your heart. See, when you start to think certain things about your partner and they're not even doing it, or you start to like have these dreams about them that are not true, and you start to think there's infidelity, or you think that they moved on because you're seeing all this stuff and you're dreaming all this stuff, and you start to believe it, not knowing it's witchcraft. Let's just say you see all them doing all this stuff, whatever is affecting you, right? If your heart is good, but that is something that hurt you, you may end up making rational decisions based on being emotionally hurt over something that isn't even true. You may make rational decisions over that. And that may cause you to stumble, and that may cause your partner to stumble. Do you get it? So that could match with that video as well. But I want to give you this confirmation that there is a witchcraft attempt that's being done, and it's directed to the wife, kingdom wife or wife. If you're already married, it could be already married or waiting on your kingdom husband. And they're trying to make you stumble in order to make your partner stumble, right? So, because Ecclesiastes talks about two are better than one, and when one is weak, the other one has to be strong, but both cannot be weak at the same time. Both cannot fall at the same time, because when one falls, the other one has to help the other one. But what they're trying to do in this tactic is they're trying to get you to fall, you to be weak, you to be tempted, you to be frustrated, and take it out on your partner, which will cause your partner to stumble as well. Going back to Genesis, okay? So I want to give you guys this confirmation. Whoever resonates with this, it is so deep. And I love you guys. I'll see you later.